Hot off the heels of 2020's Hedwig, we have the LEGO Harry Potter Summer 2021 76394 Fawkes or Dumbledore's PHIENIX. With 597 pieces, this set retails for $40 in the United States and in the US, is exclusive to Target, but is available elsewhere through LEGO and other retailers. That's just a US-specific exclusivity. 597 pieces, quite a bit more than you would probably guess for this set, but nonetheless, a lot of pieces there. 2 minifigs in this set. If you want to call Fawkes a minifig, he's right there. New mold for him. And then we have Albus Dumbledore, so the expected figure selection, I suppose. Ron looking goofy. Leave a like on the video if you enjoy. And let's take a look at the back of the box. Rather thin box, by the way, for this set. Compared to Hedwig, I think Hedwig had a thicker box and it was still the same concept of a set, and if I remember correctly, less pieces. You can see what the head can do as far as swiveling on the top of the box here, and then you have the dimensions and the wingspan. Quite a wingspan there, over 1 foot, and then you see the back. It's going to show that the wings can flap, just like Hedwig of last year. Let's open this up and build it. The 2 characters in the set are Dumbledore and Fox. Of course, Fox being a new and currently exclusive character to this particular set, and at this point, we don't know if we'll ever see him again, so if you want to make sure you get this character, you're going to have to get him in this one just to be sure. But I will say, I love the print on him. I think he's super accurate. I think they did a great job with the special mold just for him, so absolutely love that. And then on the Dumbledore side of things, we have another great looking character with kind of a muted orange color for the body and legs, and then a dark red for the arms. I believe this is a new style of Dumbledore, and he looks rather amazing. He also does have a back print underneath the long hair, so you can see that. He has a second facial expression, so he's got kind of a nice smirk there. Overall, the perfect figure selection for this set. I am super impressed with this build. I think they did an absolutely phenomenal job. I only have really one complaint, and that ends up being the accuracy of the stand, because in the movie, the stand actually has kind of 2 pillars that he's on, but in this one, I guess just because of the way that it's built, it is built in a really technically fun and smart way, they couldn't do the proper accurate way to have the stand. So kind of unfortunate there, but to have the angle, you have to go with the single pillar instead of the 2 pillars side by side, I think, and I think that's where they ended up on this. But starting out with the Fox logo there on the bottom, looks very good. That is printed, so no sticker there. And you actually have the stud here, and you could simply put the Fox figure like that on there. However, you can also take the entire stand with Dumbledore and Fox and place it on top. I think that looks a little bit awkward, but it is doable. Or you can just keep the stand on its own. It doesn't really matter how you want to display it. Now, the bottom part of the stand is essentially supposed to represent the ashtray for when Fox just burns into ashes and all of his ashes drop into the tray. That's kind of what this is supposed to represent. And certainly the gold color does a good job of matching what you see in the film. We also have this bar here that he primarily stands on, and that makes a lot of sense from the film as well. Very accurate look to that as far as the texture of it goes. So overall, pretty impressive so far just in the stand. Now for his feet here, he has some very sharp looking talons, and they are posable, so you can move them as you please. You can lift him away from there and pretend like he's about to fly off, but really you're going to want to keep those, in my opinion, strapped to the stand there. I just think it looks the best. Underside of his belly here, nicely tiled off, and then you have his face, which is very nicely built with the beak, the eyes, nice little print there, kind of like a brickhead's eye, but not really. You also have the feathers running back on the top of his head. You could actually flip his head to have him, like that. But I suppose if you want him to be like looking down with his neck, you could certainly have him do that. And I think that doesn't look as good, but it is something that's there if you want to make use of it, I suppose. I just think it's worth showing functionality off. So there's the ball joint there. So you can get him to move around quite a bit along with the rotation of the actual neck piece. Now the rest of Fox has a decent design with the feathering and all of that. It looks rather nice with a lot of the tiled pieces that they use. They also mix and match the colors very well. You can see some of the tail feathers here have some movement to them. Usually I leave them slightly slanted or tilted down there. Very nice coloring though. Orange and red just match really well here. And then the side feathers can also move quite a bit with a nice range of motion. But of course, you're probably wanting to see the Hedwig-like function like we had last year, where you can actually spin this black handle here and the entire Fox wingspan moves up and down, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And I think the movement on this is so spectacular, especially thanks to these extra Technic pieces here. So you have all this moving, but these I think really sell the movement with kind of a second degree of slightly opposite motion. So like as this goes up, this goes down, and you'll see here, it's absolutely stunning the way that it moves and has this just really natural flow to the motion of the flapping of the wings. There is a quick jolt as it comes back down sometimes, so you'll see we'll get to a point, like you can have it stay here if you want, but it will sometimes just revert to that really harshly and quickly there. So watch, just like that, like really quick. But otherwise the motion is really smooth and really fast, and I really like it. So you can get it spinning relatively fast and have him look like he's actually flying. Now the problem is when you do that, the end feathers tend to drop down, but still very cool looking and absolutely beautiful motion, although you probably won't be doing this too much. It just adds a lot to the set, and you can try to maybe lock it in place if you really are worried about it potentially falling down, but boy, is it a beautiful set. I don't really have much else to say on this one. I mean, the engineering behind it is absolutely brilliant, just like Hedwig from 2020. This would make a great companion for him, so getting both sets if you already have the one is not too bad of an idea, and even standalone Fawkes is just fine. It's great for the figures as well, and at that $40 price tag, I think it's a very fair price. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and you can check out more LEGO Harry Potter set reviews on the end screen now.